So welcome to the second video from SPSS learning series, and in this video I'm gonna briefly talk about a variable view of SPSS software. I can simply say that before entering your data, you should first come to variable view and define the characteristics of the variable that may be there in your data. So I clicked on variable view, it's active, and I will explain it with some examples. So for example, my first variable is student name. Remember that you shouldn't enter any space between words right here. For example, std space name. When I click on enter, SPSS will give me an error message saying that variable name contains an illegal character. It means that I cannot enter any space between two words. So instead I will write std underscore in the name. The other characteristics after clicking on enter will appear automatically. So from here I can define the other characteristics of this specific variable as well. So I know that student name cannot be numeric. We are writing names in alphabets. So for changing the type of this variable, I'm clicking on the right side of this cell, and I can see that there are different types for a variable. So this variable is not a numeric variable, it's not a comma, it's not a dot, and I'm coming directly to string. For alphanumeric data, you can click or choose a string data type. So click on string and then click on OK. So how many characters do you want in a single variable or a single cell? So I know that the student names cannot exceed from 12 characters, or it will not exceed from 16 characters. So you can choose this amount from here. I'm choosing 12. So a single cell in variable student name will not take any value or characters above 12. So this is student name. It's in string data type, so obviously it will not have any decimal places. To use this one, I'm writing down another variable, for example salary. We know that a salary is a numeric variable, and I'm choosing width for it. For example, I want my salary to take only 10 digits, and I want 3 decimal places. When I'm coming to my data view, you will see that two variables are created. One is student name and the other one is salary. So I can enter only characters right over here. Remember that I cannot enter any name that has more than 12 characters because I specified its width from here. So my names should have only 12 characters or less than this. If I'm entering any amount right over here, for example 12,000, and then clicking on enter, it will automatically take 3 decimal places because I specified this from here. You will come to know about the labels importance, this characteristics importance for our variables in the upcoming lectures. but simply I can add a statement for this one. If you want your variable to be represented by another name in the output, so you can choose a different name for the same. I'm saying that I don't want std name in my output, I want its full form. So I'm writing down student name instead of std name. Now you can enter any space if you want to between different words. Talking about values can be used in some circumstances. I'm taking another example or another variable here. I'm adding gender as well to my data. It's a variable, gender can be male or female, and it can come in string form, so I'm choosing string for it because we are writing female in male. We are not entering any number, or if we are entering any number too, that is gonna be in categorical form. It won't have any decimal places. So I know that male and female cannot exceed from 6 characters, so I'm choosing 6, and there is obviously no decimal places. I don't want any label for this variable, and I'm coming directly to values. To explain it clearly to you, I'm coming here and writing down John is a male. I'm writing down here another name, Fatima, whose salary is 10,000, is a female. So if I want to enter gender easily, instead of writing down male or in female, I can enter 1 for male, 2 for female. So you can do so from here, values. I want 1 for male, I want 1 for male, I'm adding from here, and 2 for female, I'm adding from here, and then clicking on OK. So now you can simply enter 1 and 2 instead of writing down male and female. And if you click on this button, value labels, then it will show you that 1 is for male and 2 is for female, and in other circumstances or while you are entering further data, so you can enter 1 or 2 instead of writing down male or female. I'm writing down another name, Ahmad, and its salary is 11,000, and he's a male. So once I click on this button again, it will show me that John is male, Fatima is female, and Ahmad is male. So to bring some easiness in our data or entering our data, we are entering some specific values instead of writing down those words thoroughly. We'll talk about the importance of missing characteristics of a variable in the upcoming lectures. While we are running some statistical tests, you will see its importance. Column, what is the exact width of your column? It's different from this width. Remember that. How many digits or characters do you want in a single cell? can be chosen from here, but what is the exact width of a column can be chosen from here. So for example, for salary variable, I'm increasing its width. Let's see it in the data view. You can see that its width has increased, but remember that still we can enter only 10 digits in a salary variable, not more than that. It's the alignment. How do you want to enter your data, from left to right, or from right to left, or from center? You can choose it from here. Measure is pretty important here. Remember that for numeric data type we have 3 measure, and from string types of a variable we have only 2 measure, because we are entering only alphanumeric data in our string variables, but we enter numbers in our numeric type of variables. Scale comes in different forms. You can enter decimal places, but ordinal in nominal, only naming a specific variable. For example, 1 2 or 1 2 3 4. It's called, these categories are called categorical data, and we use these measures, ordinal and nominal, for categorical data. So for string we can choose nominal or ordinal, and for numeric you can choose scale, ordinal and nominal. What's the role of this variable? Is it an input, target, or both? None of them in partition and split, but in most of the cases we are using input and a target, or both. So I'm saying that 2 plus 2 is equal to 4. In this case 2 plus 2, both of the 2's are inputs, and 4 is the output. So what's gonna be the role of this variable? You can choose it from here. I'm saying that a student name is an input, or it's none. You can choose it from here. It's none, neither input nor output. So it was a brief introduction of variable view. We will be using it extensively in our upcoming videos while we are running some statistical tests. So stay tuned and do subscribe to my channel. I will try to explain the statistical methods as well, along with the commands that we are using or the tests that we are running. So be with this channel to know more about statistics and this software.